Hi crafters, it's Marianne from MA Designs. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be making a card for a colleague who's leaving. I recorded this a few weeks ago, so she has already left, which is a real shame because she was an asset to the team and we all got on with her great. But people come and people go, so we make them awesome cards and we move on. Now, if you watched my last video previous to this, I was making a Father's Day card. If you have a look back, it's the one with the hedgehog topper and this same die, this crisscross patterned panels cover plate die from Tonic Studios. Now, in that video, I cut this twice from two different shades of green cardstock and rotated them so you can see both colours, and it gives a more detailed tartan pattern with more strips, more layers to it basically. And I spent a very long time poking all the pieces out of those die cuts. I used my Big Shot die cutting machine, which I've had for years. I'm probably due to replace my cutting plates on that sometime soon, and maybe the machine itself is worn. Maybe I should have used a metal shim. There's various things I could have done. However, this time I wanted to use the same die. I already had it out and I knew it was going to be appropriate for this card for Vicky. So I've got these pink papers from Craft Consortium, and they're the ink drop paper. So they're sort of made to look a bit like alcohol ink backgrounds, but without having to invest in loads of alcohol inks. So I've got quite a few of those, and I really like those papers for just die cutting because it gives you the variation of colour rather than cutting just from a flat plain piece of paper. And it's a lot easier than having to ink your background yourself to get that variation of colour. And then I found this half piece of pale pink mirror cardstock, this shiny card, and I found it, I think it was probably from Create and Craft back in the day. Maybe it was a Hunky Dory, but from the thickness of it, I think it's probably Create and Craft. I don't think it's as thick as a Hunky Dory. And this time I learned from my mistakes and I didn't bother with the Big Shot. I went straight to the beast. I went straight to my Sizzix Big Shot Switch Plus, which is it's not always a Tim Holtz machine. I happen to have got the black one, which is the Tim Holtz machine. There is also a white one, the sort of standard one, and I believe that there was a pink one. I don't know if that was limited edition or exclusive to a certain retailer, but I'm sure I've seen a pink one as well. So yeah, the big A4 mechanical electronic die cutting machine. It's one of those automatic ones. You feed it the plates and it senses that they're there and it cuts automatically. I spritzed this card with water and I put it through the Big Shot Switch Plus, and well, you've just seen how quickly I was able to poke out all those pieces. It cut absolutely perfectly. I put the die all the way through and then reversed it, so it's effectively cut twice, and it was perfect. I didn't have to mess about for too long. All the pieces just came out, so that's made my life much easier. I've then held that die cut up to a few of these different papers just to see exactly which colour, and I've settled on this pink one. The girl I was making the card for is quite a typically feminine girl, so I figured she'd appreciate this. And then, just as a little bit of contrast, I've die cut these butterflies from the blue side. They're all double-sided, these papers, so if there's any that you don't like, you can just flip it and it's, you'll get a different option. So I've got that deep swirly almost red pink to put underneath my die cut, underneath my background die cut. And then I've cut these are butterflies from the Scribbly Butterflies Vault edition from Tim Holtz. So the Vault ones is where he releases the same shape of die that's already been released but in a different size, so you get different scales if you want both. And then I've got this topper. I've just printed out this funny leaving definition. I just downloaded that image and printed it on the internet, and it's basically calling her a traitor for daring to leave the team. I'm sure she'll appreciate that sarcasm, that humour. And so I've just matted that on another piece of this pink paper so it matches, and then I'm using my liquid adhesive here to glue just apply some glue to the widest strips on the back of this tartan design and to any of the little intersections where the pieces cross, because you get a little sort of an island that has space for more glue. So I'm just pressing that down, making sure nothing doesn't ooze out, and then figuring out where to position these butterflies and the definition. I want the butterflies to sort of to work with the definition, to slightly overlap the rectangle, not be completely separate from it, but at the same time leave it so you can read the words. So just fiddling about there till I get everything where I'm happy with it. And then so I popped up the words there on some foam tape, so it's just a little bit higher than the flat background. And you can see there the definition of leaving an incredible act of selfishness. And it goes on to call her a traitor and other such things. So yeah, so hopefully she'll really appreciate that and know that we're all joking. And this card's going to be a 5x7, so there's room in there for a few of us to sign the same card from the office. So I'm using the liquid glue. I'm just gluing down the centre. I'm just gluing down the body of the butterflies. On the top one, I am just going to go in and add a little bit more glue, just off the tip of my finger there, to the part of the wing that's going to be attached to that section that's popped up on foam, because I don't want that I don't want it to get ruined when it's going in and out of the envelope. And then just as a finishing touch, I'm going to add some dots of this iridescent contour liner. It's Vicky. She's a YouTuber. You'll probably know her. She released this in partnership with Stamperia, and it's contour liner, so it's similar to the Tonic Nouveau drops, but can't really explain the difference. The tip's finer, so you can do really tiny little dots with it. It's meant for outlining on glass. It's meant for drawing outlines, so it's really, really fine. It's a thicker consistency. It's not as jelly-like as the Nouveau drops. It's almost... I think this one's thicker because it's got lots of glitter in it, but it's almost concretey in texture rather than that smooth, glossy, jelly sort of finish. And it's just white, but really intensely glittery. It's absolutely beautiful, and it's just like icing a cake. It's just adding these tiny little dots. So I put them down the centre of the butterflies, and I put them on the antennae, and then just a few random dots here and there to sort of join it all together, and that's it. Done. What a card. So much easier than before. So guys, if you're struggling with your die cutting, look at your plates, look at your shims, and if in doubt, look at getting a different machine, because this took no time compared to my last card. So I'll leave you with a couple of close-ups just so you can see the detail and the shimmer, and you can really see the dimension in this picture. And that's it. This card is done. Please give this video a like, and feel free to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.